Really excited to have you here. Look at your face. I haven't seen your face in so long. It's great to see you in person. With us today, we have Chichi Ilonzo Momah, a pharmacist, CEO and owner of Springfield Pharmaceuticals. Chichi has been recognized in her professional circles literally as a superhero. I think I even saw you in a superhero costume delivering COVID vaccinations to schools and helping children. For over 10 years you've been in business. I think you even earned the award Entrepreneur of the Year in February of 2022. What an honor it is for me as the Freckled Strawberry owner and CEO to have you Entrepreneur of the Year with us here today. So thank you for being here. What is your mission every day?
To be a light in my community, to be a light to other providers, to be a light to my profession, to bring hope and bridge healthcare gaps. Because we have a lot of disparities, and my goal, my mission is to be a light.
And a beautiful light you are. I walked into your life, literally into your store. You and I had never met before. I found you online. There's a particular product that you bring into the community that's nutrition-based. Health and wellness is one of the things. If you're not delivering vaccinations and health in other ways, you're helping people and supporting them in nutrition. So I walked into your store and I got so much more than just the product that you brought. So thank you for what you do. Freckled Strawberry is dedicated and on a mission to empower financial independence in women. And I love the opportunity to be with you today because you have been in business for 10 going on many more years. In those 10 years and in your life as a woman, there's probably lots of hurdles you've had to go through. So stages of business, the life cycle of a business is you're starting up, you're growing, you're growing to mature, and then hopefully transitioning into selling or whatever. So in your 10 years, I'm sure you've had to pivot through different cycles. What kinds of challenges, or I'm going to say it this way, what core tenets helped you during those difficulties?
I'll say building a good culture within my organization, or my team, knowing my financials. I'm a clinician, I'm a pharmacist, so we don't learn financials in school.
Isn't that amazing?
Knowing how to understand P&L statement or financial statement was one of the things I had to learn very quickly to be able to manage cash flow. Hiring a business coach or business coaches to be able to highlight some of my strengths and my weaknesses and then help me work through my weaknesses. Owning a business is a life journey, right? And it's a journey of discovering myself. So over the last 10 years, I had to figure out, how do I show up for me? How do I show up for others? And how do others show up? And being able to navigate through all that, learning the financial side, not only depending on my intuition to make business decisions, because that can only get you so far, but being able to match my drive with the numbers. It took me a while to get there.
Yeah, I imagine. But I like that you said the intuition part, because there is the magical component of being an entrepreneur, that the numbers might say something, and they do. There is pricing metric. There is cost of goods. We can figure out what our profitability is based on a few financial pieces of information, but trusting your gut and knowing how much risk to take versus the return on the investment of risk. Like, what is it that you're going to gain from taking the risk? So scaling a business really is about positioning for growth, right? And it speaks truly to capacity and capability and stretching yourself to the point where you're going to be able to take enough risk to transition, but not too much. How have you approached scaling your business? 10 years is a long time.
It is a long time. I'm a dreamer, and I always tell my team I dream with my eyes open, and something I teach them to do too. I had to step out of the bench. In the pharmacy world, there's that bench, that dispensing bench, and I had to let go. And that was one of the hardest things I ever had to do, to be able to work on my business rather than working in the business. And I kept hitting a ceiling until I stepped off the bench and empowered somebody else to be on the bench so that I can work in the business and grow the business.
Gosh, that's a pearl of wisdom. And it's great to hear you articulate that so well. You also mentioned having an executive coach that you hired. You know, professional runners hire running trainers, coaches. You know, we hire personal trainers when we want to get in shape. Why would you not want to hire someone to help coach you? You can't see yourself on the field, right? So having that trusted advisor, that consigliere in your corner, helping you and showing you ways that you can be better at what you're doing. You also mentioned taking yourself off the bench so that you can watch yourself at your own business and breathe life and pivot the way you need to. So what experiences in your business caused you to become more financially independent? Was there situations that presented themselves that forced you to learn more? Or did you have a desire to learn more? Or was it a combination of both?
I'll say a combination of both. I'm a lifelong learner. I'm always learning, going to conferences, podcasts, books, just meeting you. I'm always learning. My advisor, actually, my business coach, he's not a pharmacist. He's not even a clinician. He's a business guy. So I love to learn. I want to learn more. And I believe there's still more to learn. However, at a point in my business, I had cash flow problems, and I was moving too fast. So I had cash flow problems because maybe I wasn't understanding my numbers well, and also growing too fast can cause cash flow issues. So I had to figure out how to not have cash flow problems and learn more about the money side of things, and then harness that knowledge so that I don't make the same mistakes. So it's okay to fail, because that's what happened, but you have to fail forward, right? And if you make the same mistake twice, then that's a problem. Learning from my mistakes and being able to have projections and strategize and forecast. Those are words I didn't know how to use before, but now that's what I live by, I talk to my CPA and my bookkeeper every single day.
That's good to hear. That is great to hear. That's one of the core tenets that the Freckled Strawberry talks about, is checking in financially, both on your personal and your business on a weekly basis. The fact that you're checking in daily means that you're acutely aware, and that cash flow glut might have been painful enough now where you don't ever want that to happen again. And that is a reoccurring conversation that I have with entrepreneurs when you're trying to grow too fast and the money runs out, or you're not growing at all, and now you've got some opportunity that you're leaving on the table by not taking the risk. So getting that cadence right, understanding the cadence of your business, the market factors, all kinds of influences that can have an effect on your balance sheet and so forth. One of the things the Freckled Strawberry has tried to do, and it's doing pretty successfully, I would say, we know as entrepreneurs, you are positioning your business for a particular market. There's a market that you need to speak to in their language. What I have found is that wealth management or financial planning or financial conversations were designed by men for men. So I have been playing this joke on some of my colleagues that are men and saying, if I asked you to walk into a nail salon, would you know what to say and what to ask for and what to order. And Carly, I'm not going in there. That's really scary. So what we're doing at the Freckled Strawberry is having conversations in a language that we're used to, that we're comfortable with, entrepreneurs are comfortable with. We're not CPAs. We don't want to be accountants. We want to be entrepreneurs, but we want to have a language that we can understand. So I'm glad to hear you say that you're checking in on your finances. I'm glad that it's become a discipline like anything else. You know, you can get better at something when you do it over and over again. So I'm excited to see the direction of your business and how things will shift and change as you pivot. One of the exciting things I think to watch for you, Chichi, is that now your business is thriving in a way that is creating opportunity for you to generate wealth in other ways. So your business is begetting other businesses and other real estate investments and other types of business that you hadn't considered before. So I'm excited to watch you. So in the spirit of the Freckled Strawberry Sorority and an advisory board member for the Freckled Strawberry, what advice about being an entrepreneur would you give a woman today, at this very moment? What is the lesson today?
Keep dreaming and dream big and be an out-of-the-box thinker. There's no dream too big for you. Believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself first before others can believe in you. And show up to the table. And if there's no table, create one.
God, I love that independent spirit. If there's no table, create one. That's awesome. Awesome. So how are you defining success in 2023?
It's funny you asked that because what you stated earlier, the stages of the business, the startup, the growth to maturity, and I think the fourth one you said was transition. I was trying to figure out, Chichi, where are you?
Where are you in this lifelong journey?
I'm still thinking, but for 2023, I would love to get the business in a place where I can empower others that work for me to want to do what I do, to want to be entrepreneurs, to be able to take that risk and do what they want to do. So I want to empower people to do what I do so that we can help more people. I want to create a kitchen where people can come in. I provide the ingredients and you cook whatever you want. Freedom.
That's great. That's awesome. Their own personal manifesto. It's been proven that good communities are made and built, and it's the natural talents, God-given talents, and then it's your vocation, the thing that you're doing, and then it's your volunteerism, really make what we call community or the neighborhood. So I'm glad to see you investing in your community the way that you do. Thank you so much for being here with us today. I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you, Carly.
You're welcome.